Before it changed the world, it was just a strange idea. A phone with only one button. In 2007, Apple launched the iPhone, and tech was never the same. Now, with the iPhone 17, we look back at how the iPhone took over the world. This is the evolution of the iPhone. In 2007, Apple changed everything. While most people were still using Nokias or typing on Motorola keyboards, Apple launched something new, a touchscreen phone with just one button. It had a 3.5-inch screen, no keyboard, and was easy to use. At $499, it was expensive, but it felt like the future and quickly made everything else seem outdated. Fun fact, Apple came up with the iPhone idea all the way back in 1983 as a touchscreen landline with a stylus. But Jobs hated styluses.
Who wants a stylus? You have to get them and put them away and you lose them. Yuck.
So the iPhone used your fingers instead. The original iPhone was exciting, but pricey. So in 2008, Apple released the iPhone 3G, faster, with GPS, and just $199 with a 2-year contract. Most importantly, it introduced the App Store, turning the iPhone into much more than just a phone. A year later, the 3GS brought more speed, a better camera, and up to 32 gigabytes of storage, selling over 1 million units in its first weekend alone.
On the world's thinnest smartphone, the iPhone 4.
In 2010, Apple gave the iPhone its first major redesign. The iPhone 4 had flat edges, a thinner body, and a stainless steel frame. It introduced the Retina display, a front camera for selfies, and a sharper 5-megapixel rear camera. Performance got a boost too, thanks to twice the RAM. In 2011, the iPhone 4S arrived. It looked the same but featured a faster A5 chip, 1080p video, up to 64 gigabytes of storage, and introduced Siri, Apple's voice assistant. But sadly, just one day after the iPhone 4S was announced, Steve Jobs passed away. The man behind the iPhone never got to see how far it would go. His final iPhone models became a global success, selling over 110 million units combined.
It took all of our learning, our best thinking, to realize something so simple, so clear, and yet so truly extraordinary.
In 2012, Apple introduced the iPhone 5, the world's thinnest smartphone. At just 7.6 millimeters, it was 18% thinner, 20% lighter, and featured a taller 4-inch display in a sleek aluminum body. The old 30-pin port was replaced by the new Lightning connector, allowing faster charging and syncing. RAM was doubled to 1 gigabyte, and LTE support brought much faster mobile internet. A year later, Apple released the iPhone 5S and 5C. The 5S introduced Touch ID for fingerprint unlocking, improved battery life, and became the first smartphone with a 64-bit processor, making it twice as fast as previous models. The 5C had the same specs as the iPhone 5, but offered better battery life, came in colorful plastic, and cost $100 less, making it the more affordable option.
This is the iPhone 6.
Then came the iPhone 6, Apple's biggest iPhone yet, with a 4.7-inch Retina HD display and up to 128 gigabytes of storage. For those wanting more, the iPhone 6 Plus offered a larger 5.5-inch screen and better battery life for $100 extra. However, some users noticed the phones could bend in their pockets, sparking the infamous Bendgate scandal. Still, both models were a massive success, selling a record-breaking 222 million units, making them the best-selling iPhones of all time. In 2015, Apple launched the iPhone 6S and 6S Plus with the powerful A9 chip. They also introduced 3D Touch, which let users press harder to access new features. The 6S Plus added a bigger screen and better battery, for $100 more. Fun fact, the first iPhone was meant to have a plastic screen until Steve Jobs scratched it with his keys. That led Apple to switch to glass. In 2016, Apple launched the first iPhone SE, short for Special Edition. It packed the power of the iPhone 6s into a compact 4-inch screen. With the slogan, "A big step for small," and a starting price of $399, it delivered flagship performance at a budget-friendly price.
iPhone 7 is the most singular, the most evolved representation of this design.
That same year, Apple launched the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus, sparking backlash for removing the headphone jack. Users now needed Lightning headphones or the new AirPods. The iPhone 7 was more water-resistant and offered up to 256 gigabytes of storage. The 7 Plus introduced a dual-camera system, improving photo and video quality when zooming in. In 2016, Apple hit a huge milestone: 1 billion iPhones sold, and they were just getting started. Next, Apple launched the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus, adding wireless charging and the powerful A11 Bionic chip, making them 30% faster. The 8 Plus offered a larger screen and better dual camera, continuing the trend of bigger phones with better photos.
This is iPhone 10.
Skipping the iPhone 9, Apple launched the iPhone X in 2017 to mark the 10th anniversary of the original. It was the first iPhone without a home button, featuring an edge-to-edge OLED screen, Face ID, and a steep $999 price tag. A year later, the iPhone XS and XS Max arrived, with the faster A12 Bionic chip and up to 512 gigabytes of storage. The XS had a 5.85-inch OLED screen, while the XS Max offered a 6.5-inch display and longer battery life. Released alongside them was the iPhone XR, Apple's best-selling model of 2018. With 6 colors and a 6.1-inch Liquid Retina display, it stood out for one reason: price. At $749, it was Apple's budget flagship, still premium, but more affordable than the X. In 2019, Apple launched the iPhone 11, 11 Pro, and 11 Pro Max, adding night mode for better low-light photos, a 12-megapixel front camera, and improved ultra-wide shots. The Pro models introduced a triple camera system and 4K video at 60 frames per second. The iPhone 11 Pro started at $999 with 4 gigabytes of RAM, while the larger Pro Max launched at $1,099. Released in 2020, the second-gen iPhone SE featured a 4.7-inch Retina HD display, 30% larger than the original, and was powered by the fast A13 Bionic chip. It came with a 7-megapixel front camera, 3 gigabytes of RAM, and despite the upgrades, still launched at an affordable $399. Also in 2020, the iPhone 12 series introduced 5G and ceramic shield, making the screen 4 times tougher. The base model had a 6.1-inch display for $799, while the Compact Mini offered a 5.4-inch screen for $699. With the A14 chip and 6 gigabytes of RAM, the 12 Pro models delivered speed and performance.
A re-engineered chip and 5G. This is iPhone 12 Pro.
While the Pro Max featured Apple's biggest screen yet at 6.7 inches. In 2021, Apple released the iPhone 13, 13 Mini, 13 Pro, and 13 Pro Max. All models ran on the A15 Bionic chip, supported faster 5G, and had better battery life. The new cinematic mode enabled automatic focus shifts for movie-style videos. The 13 Pro models went further with Apple's biggest camera advancement ever, adding triple lenses and improved low-light performance. For the first time, Apple offered a massive 1 terabyte of storage. The Pro started at $999, while the larger 6.7-inch Pro Max launched at $1,099. Announced in 2022, the third-gen iPhone SE kept its compact 4.7-inch Retina HD display, but added major upgrades. It used the same durable glass as the iPhone 13, but not ceramic shield, and was powered by the fast A15 Bionic chip. It also supported 5G, had better battery life, and launched at a slightly higher price.
It's time to go beyond what a smartphone can do.
The iPhone 14 lineup brought several big changes. It introduced satellite connectivity for features like emergency SOS and crash detection. In the United States, Apple dropped physical SIM cards in favor of eSIM. The rear camera was improved, and, for the first time, the front camera gained autofocus. The mini model was replaced by the iPhone 14 Plus, which featured a larger 6.7-inch display. The 14 Pro and Pro Max used the new A16 Bionic chip and introduced two standout features: the always-on display and dynamic island. The 14 also featured a 48-megapixel main camera, capturing far more detail than its predecessor.
iPhone 15 is absolutely incredible.
The iPhone 15 marked the start of a new era. Released in 2023, it was the first iPhone to switch from Lightning to USB-C, following Europe's push for a universal charger. The standard iPhone 15 had a 6.1-inch Super Retina XDR OLED display, while the 15 Plus offered a larger 6.7-inch screen. Both ran on the A16 Bionic chip with 6 GB of RAM, featured the dynamic island, and had better battery life. The 15 Pro and Pro Max brought even bigger upgrades, including the all-new A17 Pro chip, a customizable action button, and a titanium body that made them lighter without losing strength. They also came with 8 GB of RAM, the kind of memory you'd expect from a laptop. Fun fact, as of writing, Apple holds 27.6% of global smartphone sales and is the most valuable company in the world, worth over $3 trillion. For perspective, only 10 countries have a higher GDP, meaning Apple is worth more than most countries earn in a year. The iPhone 16 series launched in September 2024 with smarter AI, better cameras, longer battery life, and a cleaner design, all without raising prices. The iPhone 16 and 16 Plus came in 5 colors and kept the same screen sizes, now with slimmer bezels and brighter Super Retina XDR displays. Powered by the new A18 chip and 8 GB of RAM, they offered faster performance and built-in AI features. The cameras improved in low light and supported spatial video. Apple also added 2 new buttons, the customizable action button and a camera control button for quick photo and video access. The 16 Pro and Pro Max introduced larger 6.3 and 6.9-inch displays with ultra-thin borders. The Pro Max now has the biggest iPhone screen ever. With the A18 Pro chip, both ran faster and featured major camera upgrades, including 5x telephoto zoom, better low light shots, and 4K at 120 frames per second for smooth slow motion. Fun fact, Indonesia banned the iPhone 16 because it did not meet the country's rule that 40% of the phone's parts must be locally made. Apple's solution? A $1 billion investment to build a factory in Indonesia to lift the ban.
This is iPhone 16e.
Released in February 2025 for $599, the iPhone 16e replaced the SE line as Apple's new budget model. Available in classic black or white, it featured a 6.1-inch OLED display, Face ID, and dropped the home button. Under the hood, it ran on a powerful A18 chip with 8 GB of RAM. The 48-megapixel camera supported 2x zoom, night mode, and smart HDR5, but lacked an ultra-wide lens and MagSafe. Battery life was a big step up, reaching 26 hours. It also added USB-C, a customizable action button, and Apple's first in-house 5G modem, the C1. It skipped a few features but offered solid value for the price. Trivia time! How many iPhones have been sold since 2007? A. 1.7 billion. B. 2.3 billion. Or C. Over 3 billion. The answer? C. Apple has sold over 3 billion iPhones. If everyone who bought one formed a country, iPhone land would be the most populated nation on Earth by far.
Today, we're raising the bar once again with an all-new iPhone lineup that's unlike anything we've ever created. And it starts now.
In September 2025, Apple unveiled the iPhone 17 series, headlined by the surprise debut of the iPhone Air. The standard iPhone 17 looks similar to the iPhone 16, but arrived with a larger 6.3-inch display thanks to thinner bezels. Now running ProMotion up to 120 Hz for ultra-smooth scrolling and gaming, Apple introduced Ceramic Shield 2, claiming it is the toughest smartphone glass yet, with 3 times better scratch resistance. The iPhone 17 also gained an 18-megapixel front camera that supports both vertical and horizontal selfies, plus a dual fusion rear system, all powered by the new A19 chip. And at 256 gigabytes, it doubles the starting storage while keeping the same starting price. But the real spotlight was on the iPhone Air. Apple called it the thinnest iPhone ever, with the power of Pro inside. Despite its slim frame, it runs on the A19 Pro chip, but includes only a single 48-megapixel main camera. Nonetheless, it blends elegance with serious performance, starting at $999. For power users, the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max push things even further.
Our fastest chip, our longest battery life, and our most cinematic camera. The ultimate Pro. iPhone 17 Pro.
Both use an all-new aluminum unibody for greater durability and feature new ceramic shield protection on both the front and back. They come with 3 powerful 48-megapixel cameras, including a new telephoto lens for sharper zoom, and deliver the best battery life ever on an iPhone, now paired with faster charging. The Pro now starts $100 higher at $1,099, while the Pro Max remains at $1,199. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching this journey through the evolution of the iPhone. Until next time.